Try to buy that new iPhone and you see it's out of stock. You go to the Apple store nearby and you also see they're out of stock. The worker mentions, oh, it's just supply chain issues. The next day you're reading the news and again, you see supply chain disruptions. It seems that in the 2020s, this term supply chain is a term that we cannot escape. Supply chain, it's everywhere. But what is it? What does it truly mean for you, for your career, for the future, and for businesses around the globe? Back to the Apple example. You try to buy that new iPhone, but you see that iPhone isn't assembled in one place. It's assembled in Shenzhen, China. To Shenzhen, China, you have components coming from Africa. You have components coming from South America, from Australia, from the United States, from Europe, from all around the world to be delivered to that one site in Shenzhen, China, to then be assembled and constructed into the final product. And once it's assembled, it's shipped off to strategic warehouses around the globe. And then a company like FedEx or UPS is going to take your little package and deliver it to your doorstep. You see, that is a supply chain. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on this invisible force that we know of as supply chain management. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why it's the most important, most crucial, wealth-generating function in modern business. Let's get straight to it. At its core, supply chain management is defined by the 5 R's. And that is delivering the product at the right quantity, at the right place, at the right time, at the right quality, and at the right quantity. Right product meaning that you're ensuring the customer gets exactly what they're demanding. Right time is delivering the product exactly at the time frame that was previously signed on for. Right place meaning that the product gets delivered exactly to the right place where it's supposed to end up in. Right quantity meaning that you're meeting demand efficiently. You're lean enough to where there's not an excess, but you also have enough buffer to mitigate against any supply issues. And right quality, meaning that the product that you're delivering is at the standard of quality that both the customer and yourself have set. Supply chain management crucially runs 4 different pillars, that being sourcing, operations, logistics, and planning. You must remember physically, yes, it is about trucks and moving boxes, but what it really is about is the movement of data that's going to move along the supply chain all the way from a manufacturer to the end customer, and how that information moves step by step down that supply chain. And if it's done so effectively, then there is the maximization of profitability in the long term, and there is extreme risk mitigation. In the globalized business environment of 2025, why is this so important? And in the coming years, in the coming decades, why will this be so important? Well, you see, an optimized supply chain isn't just giving you a competitive edge, a big competitive advantage compared to your other competitors in your industry. It is essentially the foundation of your operations and how effectively your business can carry out day to day. It strongly correlates to the level of scalability that your business can have. And if you know anything about valuation of companies, then you know a company like Amazon is so profitable and it's so valuable because essentially it is a logistics firm. Most of every war that was ever won was because the winning side had superior logistics. They were able to better supply and better equip their men. Every dollar saved from supply chain optimization goes directly to profit, whereas every dollar lost to inefficient supply chain management is directly eroding the bottom line. It's also good to keep in mind that we live in a volatile world, as we can see, with wars, with shortages, with this, with a blockade, with a ship being stuck in the Suez Canal. All these things occur, and if you don't have the appropriate supply chain management to be able to continue business operations, and that's a huge thing. Business continuity is a huge theme that you will always come across in supply chain management, that you may be forced to stop operations, you may be forced to shut down for a period of time, and these are losses that companies cannot simply incur. And simply those who did have the appropriate supply chain management are the ones who are going to get that market share, who are going to succeed despite global wars, despite geopolitical risk. Those are the companies that are going to triumph, and those are the companies that are already leading. It's also all about customer trust. Everybody wants stuff that's available. You want to make sure that as a customer, when I go to the store, when I go to Woolworths, I want to make sure they have milk. I want to make sure they have eggs. And actually, there's been a very interesting study done. So I myself go to Woolworths and they don't have eggs one time. The second time I go and they don't have eggs, by the third time, if I see that they don't have eggs, and I think it's even before the third time, the chances of me going back to Woolworths to buy those eggs again after the first, second, third time of them being out of stock is dramatically less, and I would go to competitors. So that is a true study. So that is why it's so important to ensure that you have the appropriate supply chain management to ensure that you can meet demand and not be out of stock. Now, beyond its impact on business, let's say you're considering supply chain management as a career. It isn't for the faint of heart, but it's for the truly ambitious. If you look at most Fortune 500 companies now, A lot of the CEOs have started and have built careers starting from supply chain management all the way to CEO. The reason being, simply, this field trains you to see the entire business as a whole. It's also very important to keep in mind that it's a field with very high demand, yet it's a very undersupplied area in talent. It's also good to know that it's never a repetitive job. As technology continues to improve and as the world continues to be as volatile as it is, so every day you've got a new problem, you've got a new task, you're integrating new technology. And of course, the skills that you're learning are super transferable among industries. So you can go from working in food supply chains to mining supply chains to the financial sector to all sorts of sectors. And yes, if you were curious, it is one of the highest paying business majors that you can get, neck to neck alongside with, say, finance or accounting. And it has very strong upward mobility when it comes to your job and your workplace. Essentially, you're solving million-dollar problems, and this builds a million-dollar resume for yourself. Now also, if you know a little bit about me, you know I'm a big fan of specialization. Supply chain management is a great field to become niche, to become very good at one very small thing. You could become highly specialized in, say, digital transformation in supply chains, or digital implementation, or data analytics, supply chain data analytics. You can become highly specialized in procurement and sourcing and buying. You can become highly specialized in transportation and logistics. You see, all these fields are very niche, and if you can position yourself right, it's only a matter of time before you're a leader in these fields, and you can become a global leader even. This ability to specialize and niche down really allows you to use your leverage against other competitors in other industries and really become a giant, really become a leader. You're only as big as one person, but you can choose the size of your pond. And in that, being all the operations in all the different fields, all the different niches would be of very large magnitude. So being able to pick the size of your pond but still having them be multi-billion-dollar niches allows you to truly leverage yourself and your time into a career that I think is very underrated and very worthwhile. So that's supply chain in 5 minutes. I don't know if I went over by a little bit. The invisible engine driving our world, driving operations globally, and making sure that even a company as big as Apple sees its importance. If you're a professional like me and you're getting in this field or you're interested in supply chain management, stay tuned, because this channel is going to be very dedicated to growing a brand, growing knowledge, expertise, and tracking my progress in this career, in this niche, and we will see how it goes, but I think it'll go very good. Now, thank you for your time. If this video provided any value, please subscribe, share to your friends if they'd be interested in this video. Hit the thumbs up if it provided value. Any of your friends or family would be interested in supply chain management content, make sure to share the channel with them, and comment. Comment if you learned anything, what you learned, if anything surprised you. Comment. What did you know? I'm curious. Now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.